Hello everyone, I'm back. It's 4:56 a.m. in the morning. I have an hour and 4 minutes to wait. I'm on a sidewalk. I have an hour and 4 minutes to wait to for this fake Walmart to open. And my phone battery is at 76% and my phone is getting wet. I have no legal shelter overhead where I can go to where it would be quiet. Now that I'm doing a video, the fake traffic on the bridge is getting louder and picking up, and more frequently more cars. Everything was all quiet before I started doing the video. So let me put my earbuds in. So, and the rain is coming down. But if I try to go protect myself from the rain, then I would I don't want to take that chance of getting wrongfully arrested again for trespassing. So I'm not going underneath the bridge because there's so much noise over there. So I'm in a neighborhood where I grew up at, a couple of blocks away from the fake foster mom Adrian Felder's house, old house. I don't know if she still lives there. But when I had to walk through, coming from jail, I had to walk through there to come all the way over here. So my hair is wet, all my bags is wet, all my belongings is wet. And so I don't know what happened, so like I'm still sleep deprived. All I was trying to do was, I have the legal documentation to say that I am allowed at the library property after hours. Yesterday was Friday, and these shoes are hurting my feet. Yesterday was Friday, and so that was my first time sticking around at that library after hours. Y'all saw it was pouring down, raining. And for me to have over 50 viewers in the live stream and not one person lift a finger to help. And so, these shoes are hurting my feet. So I'm going to try to tell to the best of my memory everything that happened. So, some of y'all saw in the live stream where fake Darnell was harassing me, and he said something about I own your soul and I sold it on eBay or something like that. He said, I screenshot what he said. And then he made fake profiles saying cops is on the way, cops on the way. And I'm like, you can't do that since I'm legally allowed to be here. And the cops showed up a little bit more calm than the last time, we're entering in. Remember how aggressive they were with speeding here in fake Gretna back in January. So January 9th to May 9th, exactly 4 months later, I'm getting wrongfully arrested for the same thing. And my phone is getting wet. and I don't have any protection. Like, I'm trying to, my anxiety is really high. I'm trying to pass the time, and all I was trying to do was get help with a hotel room. A lot of y'all know my situation. The more y'all keep getting me wrongfully thrown in jail behind lies, that's the less jobs and housing that I could get. What is wrong with y'all? And so, you know, and the cop who wrongfully arrested me was a satanic gang stalker. So when he said, like, I was caught off guard. I wasn't even trying to lie intentionally or nothing. I was caught off guard. And I'm like, wow, I was stunned. I was like, I can't believe he really called the police again. And I'm like, what for this time? So he said, did you see someone with a camo jacket? It didn't dawn on me to think that my jacket was camouflage. I'm just thinking that my jacket is tan. You know, when he said camouflage, no, he didn't say camouflage, he said camo. I'm sitting here thinking actual military design camo. Not even thinking, you know, my actual jacket. I don't know why the stalkers falsely reported me for wearing that jacket when I just had this hoodie on. I did not have the jacket on, but they lied and said that I was wearing the jacket. And I had planned and intended to give the jacket away since the weather is supposedly warming up. You know, so I wasn't even thinking, you know, and me being sleep deprived and slowed and everything, the police officer said, did you see anyone walking around with a camo jacket? And I was like, no. And it didn't register that I didn't realize my jacket was considered as camouflage, you know. And nobody had ever described my jacket to be camouflage or camo, you know. And so it didn't even dawn on me to think, oh, my jacket is considered camouflage or camo or whatever. You know, I'm just, you know, my mind was like, just like shocked and scared, you know, again. Like, you know, so I'm like, oh, he called the police again? And so the police officer falsely accused me of lying. I wasn't lying on purpose. I was sleep deprived and stuff was not registered. And also, like, in fight or flight mode and just, like, scared and traumatized and, you know, kind of blacked out a bit, you know, and strong fear and everything, you know, and then the officer just, you know, went to grab me and wrongfully started putting me in handcuffs before he could tell me what I'm getting in trouble for. And then he tried to talk about stop resisting. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what am I, like, what are you know? And then multiple other police vehicles started coming afterwards. And then he said, someone called and said that you were trying to. This time they said trying to break into the library building. But they didn't say with the screwdriver this time. And so then I know fake Darnell lied on me, you know, illegally swatted me. I read from the last arrest that I read a lot of information that says that the only way you can go to jail for resisting arrest and for failure to identify or whatever, is if you were guilty of another crime, like breaking in for real. So I knew I was innocent. So, I knew I was innocent and didn't do what fake Darnell maliciously, falsely accused me of doing. So, the officer, I'm glad he didn't throw my phone as aggressively as the previous officers did. Each time they wrongfully throw me in jail, they always take my phone and throw it on the ground. And you know how people say, oh, he went from 0 to 100 real quick, or considered a hothead or whatever. So yeah, like, he lost his temper on me real quick and rough handled, and it's like that, just like the other previous officers, like they were determined to wrongfully take me to jail. I didn't do anything wrong. And so he took me in handcuffs wrongfully. He wasted no time with wrongfully putting me in handcuffs and putting me in a police car. And at first he said, "You're not under arrest, you're just being detained." And then they started taking my stuff and snooping through my belongings, and I'm like, "Stop digging through my stuff," And they violated and disrespected me with my OCD and everything. I feel everything is contaminated, filthy, and dirty. And would go crazy if I can't get a hotel room and a shower tonight. Or today. And so, the police officer was yelling at me and cussing me from A to Z. I started yelling and cussing back. He triggered my Tourette's on purpose. And he was abusive and highly narcissistic. So, but he had all those fake satanic tattoos. He flashed devil horns, hand signs at me. And I call him all kinds of devil worshipers. I called him, I told him he's going to hell and everything. I call him an abusive, narcissistic, fake satanic gang stalker. Yeah, I call him a fag and everything. Because you're going to be this rough with a fucking innocent female. I told him to his face he's fucking racist. So how come these cars can illegally drive on to this fake Walmart, but why do I have to wait until 6 o'clock? As I said, I'm on a sidewalk right here. Look how wet my hair is. And later on, I found my two rain ponchos in my other bag. So I don't remember everything, but I'm trying to remember as much detail as possible. Sorry for any noise possible, So, and I told him some other things too. Because you're doing this to me. I'm tired of the harassment. Y'all doing this to me for no reason. I mean, that was after I was already being taken to jail. I mean, after, he was illegally driving, and he was texting and driving illegally. Like, y'all have fake satanic perps trying to play God and exercise fake authority and wrongfully take me to jail. So, well, it's like my mind, I'm just scatterbrained all over. Like, my mind is just scattered right now. I can't even, I'm sleep deprived, and I can't even just tell everything in chronological order. I'm just telling stuff as I remember. as it comes to my mind. So, but yeah, basically, the officer called me every F word. I mean, every other word was the F word. Fucking this, fucking that, fuck this, fuck, 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 fuck. He used the word fuck a lot. And so he didn't give me a chance to explain myself and defend my innocence. And they kept ignoring me when I tried to say that I was being illegally swatted and that they lied on me and that the stalkers do this to me all the time. They were not allowing me to explain myself. So he nearly broke my wrist trying to wrongfully arresting me and putting me in handcuffs and put me in the back of the car so quick. And after he said, ma'am, you're not under arrest, you're just being detained. And then other police officers came in, looked like 5 or 6 police cars. Nothing, but only 3 men showed up. I don't know where all the other officers went. But then they supposedly searched all around the library building and found nothing. And still said, we're going to take you to jail because failure to identify. And the police officer was being abusive and he was narcissistically abusing me and playing psychological games with me and ignoring me in the police vehicle. And at one point, he shut that, it was like a little glass door or whatever, to call himself trying to tune me out and muzzle me. He was ignoring me a lot, just like the officer with the last jail thing. It's like a lot of the arrests and going to jail this time was similar, sorry for the wind, was similar to the previous time I got wrongfully arrested and taken to jail, and kind of reminiscent of the first time too. And he illegally kidnapped me and wrongfully took me all the way from Metairie to Gretna jail. And I don't know if that was a 30 or 45-minute ride. But the handcuffs kept getting tighter and tighter. And I could not move. And it felt like my arms and like my shoulders and my arms and wrists felt like it was about to break. I'm surprised that I was not in tears and crying. But I was on the verge of crying. I was on the verge of crying and I was in excruciating pain, and I was afraid that I was gonna pass out from the pain from being in handcuffs. And also, I had these fears, I wanted intrusive thoughts and fears that I was gonna die in police custody. So y'all can't see it, but I have, like, I don't know what to call this, from the handcuffs. It's swollen. Like, and for me to ride such a long ride in handcuffs and just sit in the spot that he forced me to sit in was dirty. And they handled my stuff like very disrespectfully. They didn't give a damn about my belongings or nothing. And he was ignoring me for a long part of the ride, and then we got stuck by waiting for a boat to pass. The same way you gotta wait for the train when the train passes, but it was a boat. And I'm glad it didn't take too long. But and then they had a bunch of gang stalkers with one headlight, elbow against the window, a bunch of perps following me while I was riding to the jail. Excuse me. I had committed no crime, and he was just determined to look for something. And I'm like, well, how are you going to arrest me for failure to identify if I hadn't committed a crime in the first place? And he said that that was the crime. Guess how much the fake bond is? For this one, I have to go to court 2 weeks before my 42nd birthday. Me and my twin sisters, but it'll be just me. August 11th, I have to go to court. So I have to go to court June 25th and also August 11th because of fake Darnell's immature foolishness. And that's another thing. The police officer was trying to narcissistically lecture me about how I should act my age. And I'm like, you're the one that's being immature. You're the cop, but you're the one that's being childish. And then he was all mad and everything. And then after he got around a group of other officers, it was after he got me out of the car and put me in the jail. And that's when, when I was cussing him from A to Z, he triggered my Tourette's. And he was laughing the whole time and playing sight games. And I told him, you don't have any authority over me. You're not God. I told him, you're going to hell. Like I was telling him while he was illegally driving, he was ignoring me. After I got out the car, right when I was getting out the car, I said, you're going to hell when you die. And he's like, well, that's rude. Remember when I told y'all last year with those masculine and lesbian officers, when I told them, y'all going to hell, well, that's not nice. Something's fucking wrong with these police officers. Something's mentally wrong with them. And they trying to fake question my mental health. So, and then, I told him, you're not God. You don't have any authority over me. He's like, oh, yeah, I bet you do. I bet you're going to listen to me. Puffing himself up. Talking about, oh, yeah, I bet you do. I bet you're going to listen to me. And, I bet you I do have authority over you. And I bet you're going to listen to me. And he kept on threatening me. All these fake ass trucks. They look like fucking traffickers. And so it's starting to get a little cold. Yeah, I forgot that I even had, because I didn't have it on me. So I forgot I even had my jacket, in my bag. I didn't wear it at all, So the police officer talking about that I saw your jacket in your bag and you lied to me. When you sat there and let them lie to you, when they lied and said I broke into the library. They lied and said I tried to or was trying to break into the library. And you see the evidence that it was not true, and you still take me to jail anyway? I'm exhausted. I'm freaking tired. My heart is stressed. So, they had one jail guard. I think her name was, Officer Brown. And she seemed like she gave me a little brief emotional support and comfort for a brief moment. But after he left, then she started to be a little bit like the rest. And then I'm really sleep deprived and can't even think properly, y'all. So, excuse me. So, but y'all pardon me that I'm sleep deprived and like trying to make myself more alert and excuse me. And he was an abusive, narcissistic, fake, tatted up Satanist, like, and then they had this masculine lesbian jail guard. Wait, hold on, let me back up. This lady she was light skinned with short blonde hair, and she was doing, like, I guess the fake medical intake. And they asked me about my menstrual period and then my mental health. And then the lady threw a tantrum and lashed out and went off on me and cussed me from A to Z and told me get out her office or whatever because I didn't want to answer any fake mental health questions. And then they had this, the masculine fake police officer, the jail guard that illegally patted me down, and she was a light-skinned black person, and she was like a gold complexion with eyeglasses, and they wanted to antagonize her. She fucking illegally molested me. Again, like they illegally molest you when they fake pat you down and they act like they want to sexually rub on and touch in your private parts and emphasize on your private parts. I'm not gay. Don't do that to me. Making me feel uncomfortable. And mosquitoes are biting my hands. And so, and so she kept on saying, spread your legs, spread your legs, spread your legs, spread them, spread them, spread them. It just made me feel even more awkward. And the fake police officer that wrongfully took me to jail, he threatened to confiscate and take my shoes, trying to forcefully order me to take off my shoestrings. I think they did that last time. And they tried to forcefully order me to take off my hoodie, and my earbuds, he falsely assumed it was a necklace. When you flash devil horns at me, letting me know that you're a deceiver and you're a satanic perp. And so, then they had a male, and they went through my stuff and made me feel uncomfortable. They had a young girl, her attitude was kind of nicer, but she still dealt with my stuff, what they say, any old kind of way. And some of the jail guards were being rude and playing sight games and bullying me, and I saw some of the same ones from the last time, like fake Terrell Eccles and a couple of others. And excuse me, but it's like they had to have their fake ghetto narcissistic perp dosage of being rude. Excuse me. And like they acted like they didn't want to tell me what time it was, and it was almost 1 o'clock. I didn't know what time it was, and the more I tried, I didn't hear the fake Terrell boy at first, and the more I tried to ask, ask him to repeat himself, he started to make himself more unintelligible. I mean, he made himself like harder to understand on purpose, and then got an attitude to smack his lips at me. Then the other lady, I don't know her first name, but her last name is Bro. She was more sympathetic and a little bit nicer, you know, and offered me a little bit of comfort, you know. So it was almost 1 o'clock. They did the fingerprinting, and then I got out of jail. It was after 3:15, I guess. And I just couldn't wait. And they had 4 of us women, and inside the jail dorm, and it was 3 of us black women, and then a white woman. And the white woman was vomiting a lot. And then she went to sleep after a while. And one of the black ladies I talked to, she was nice, and she was in jail for false police charges herself. And she said she worked at the post office, and she said that she was wrongfully accused of something because of old supposed criminal charges from the past from her her current boyfriend. And then they had another black woman. She seemed like the oldest in there. She was quiet and didn't say anything, and she slept the whole time, except she used the bathroom a lot. But I was forced to keep my ears covered with my fingers because she was snoring so loud herself. And she was a skinny little bitty lady, the oldest but the smallest lady in there, and had the loudest freaking snore the whole entire fucking time. I couldn't get any comfort, rest, or sleep. And, you know, but at 10 o'clock they came, the officers or jail guards came and checked on us. They said it was 10 o'clock. I don't know what time it was that I arrived at the jail. But, that was a long ride that felt like an eternity. And there was a lot of pressure on my heart riding to the jail. I thought I was going to die in the back of the police car. And it's like, how can people sit there and watch me be abused and they're okay with it? And I don't know who would have been in my live stream or jumped into my live stream after I got wrongfully arrested and taken to jail this time. Because remember, I lost almost all of my support the last time. Why y'all turning evil? Why y'all turning to the dark side for money? Why? And then while I was in jail, the stalkers made fake harassing comments. Like fake Darnell was making his own fake harassing comments so bad that by the time I got out of jail, one of the fake accounts was gone. You know, one of the accounts was gone. Fake accounts was gone. You know. So that's why I was begging and pleading for a hotel room out of the rain. And also I was like, please hurry up before they illegally swap me again. If I could have had help with a hotel room sooner, then that would be less fake criminal charges I have to fight. Like, damn. And it was like that the other couple of times. Like, damn, if I would have had help with a hotel room. And see, that's why the stalkers don't want me in hotel rooms. And if I do have a hotel room, they illegally find out where I'm at and have me tell a lie and have me wrongfully kicked out and banned, and I'm not allowed to explain myself. So that when I'm out on the streets, it's easier for them to illegally swap me and have me wrongfully arrested and taken to jail. This was my fourth time in my life ever being in jail. Twice this year, once last year. You know, they dropped the charges back in 2007, and when they found out that I was innocent. They dropped the charges like the next morning after getting arrested. Like the day I got out of jail the next morning, and the defense attorney dropped the charges. And they realized I was not guilty. That was in fake Denton, Texas. But Star Bricker, all those times she illegally swatted me with, some of the illegal swatting was fake welfare checks, but other times it was her trying to get me wrongfully arrested. But she would be rubbing her hands together, hoping I would get wrongfully arrested and taken to jail, or hoping I would get seriously hurt. Why does it seem like almost everybody's against me and only a small amount of people support me? It's after 5:30 right now. It's 5:32 right now. So in jail, like the last time I had anything to drink was before I left the hotel room. I was forced to have to, I'm glad it looked like the mattress that I was on. The bed was dirty, but the mattress was, looked kind of new. But the mattress in the bunk bed above me, I kept accidentally bumping into it, and it was bloody and dirty. So, and every time I go to jail, since last year and earlier this year and this time, why would it be that I'm on my 4th day of my menstrual period the day I go to jail? All 3 times this happened. Every time, if I get illegally swatted and wrongfully arrested and thrown in jail, and I'm on my period. And yeah, I'm going to tell fucking TMI. It looks like the rain stopped, but I'm still wet. And I'm dirty. Like, all my belongings are contaminated and filthy. Last year, when I got wrongfully arrested and taken to jail, I got really sick and was sick for weeks. It took weeks for me to feel better and back to normal, So, and like, how do you? I never heard of a strange character like Fake Darnell, but Fake Darnell is copying off of Star Bricker, and like with her getting me wrongfully banned from hotels and restaurants and lying on me and stuff, and fake prank calls and everything. He gets that copying off of her. She was the one illegally swatted. The online perp illegally swatting me. They're all satanic sex traffickers. And they're sexually perverted and filthy. Filthy minded. Like, how the hell are you a senior citizen trolling people? And you're a married woman that's trolling someone? You in your fucking 60s. And like, they won't tend to their own families and their own lives, but they harass me and tell me go get a job, but then they're so fixated on stalking my every move. Alex Dupree was the first to illegally swat me after what people say, after your targeting go overt. Alex Dupree was the first to illegally swat me in person. Oh, look, speaking of gang stalking, can I? Nope, it won't let me. Here's the fake perp that's manipulating the fog lights. They had one fog light. This fake car. And they got a fake temporary license plate looks kind of like a fake new car. Manipulating the fog lights. Since I have the phone camera facing me, I can't expand I couldn't expand the camera. But if I would have had hotel, this would not have happened. My phone battery is at 68%. So, yeah, like I had nothing to drink since before I left the hotel. And then for so-called dinner, they wanted to give us a nasty bologna and cheese sandwich that has been sitting out for a long time, and I didn't trust to eat the sandwich because I was afraid I would get food poisoning or get sick. So I just had the chips in this small little bag of seemed like thick sour cream and onion chips. I'm surprised that they tasted good, and they were these small little look like chocolate cookies, chocolate sandwich cookies or whatever. They tasted good, I'm surprised. But yeah, a small little pack of cookies and a small little bag of chips. I did not eat the sandwich. That was all I had to eat. You know, and so basically I didn't get help with a hotel room, but someone sent me, I'm not going to disclose the amount of money, you know, but someone sent me a little something and said, thinking about you, you know, so I'm glad someone sent me something. So, and the stalkers are obsessed with my finances, mental health, and sex life, when I don't even have a sex life. Oh, and my eating habits. Finances, food, sexual things about me, and my eating habits. Wait, did I say food already? Yeah, well, finances, mental health, food, yeah, and sexual stuff, you know. So, for me to go through this and have seemingly what feels like nobody in my corner, or people act like they're afraid to go to bat for and defend me, or they're afraid of backlash, or afraid of you know, it seems like all I have on my side truly is Jesus Christ. And I kept on praying and praying and praying. You know, and the stalkers, they were making fake harassing comments, lying and saying that I run a witch's coven. And that's not true either. I don't know how to practice witchcraft. I cannot locate where any witch's coven is. You know, I don't seek to go out and practice voodoo. I don't seek to learn about it or nothing. I'm just in survival mode all the time. Where would I have any opportunity to practice witchcraft or anything? They're projecting onto me what they're doing to me, because they're the ones who brag about how they got their tarot cards to tell them that predict that I'm gonna go to jail this week, or predict that this and that bad is gonna happen to me. And then it happens. Or if they say, oh, my tarot cards told me that you will not get any donations or hotels, and then I get nothing. Excuse me. That's what they'll say. And at one point they had a female officer, a jail guard. Her name was Dickerson, last name Dickerson. And she started off nice and normal, and then she started to ignorantly laugh and play sight games. And then she started tapping her nails against a water bottle or something. And I'm like, can you please stop doing that? And she's like, oh, I could do whatever I want. Ha ha ha. But like the girl that was checking my belongings, like the fake officer told her, you don't have to worry about that since I already checked her belongings. And she's like, oh, I know, but I still got to do my job or whatever, And then when they got almost completely done checking my belongings, then they made it like as if the whole computer screen erased. And so they made it like they had to do it all over again. And then they made me go back in the jail dorm, excuse me, while they go through my belongings again. And then they tried to be like, oh, it was just a glitch. No, it was a perp setup. But they kept on making, just like the last time, making grossed out faces at my belongings. And it's your job. People go to jail every day. But I'm homeless with nowhere to go, and I had these 2 big bags, and I try as best as I can to keep my stuff clean and odor-free. Well, I think the police officer threw my bag because they said the rubbing alcohol spilled in my bag. So, and I cannot find my rubbing alcohol bottle. It's my spray bottle, so I have to get another. I have some bottles of alcohol, but I need another spray bottle because I can't find the one that I had. And I had 5 pins. They said I had 5 pins, and it's a lot of items that I had. Whether it's, I had some items look like it's missing, and they try to give me one of my bags back, and one of the jail guards that was a bully the last time, I don't remember her last name offhand, but she was the one who I guess signed off on me being released. Excuse me. And she got an attitude, and it was another lady with short hair that I never saw her before, and she was rude, and she was joined in with the rest. She was a little bit older, and she joined in with the rest of them to be rude to me. Excuse me. But fake Darnell admitted that he's doing this to me because he wants my soul. So it's like, how come it's okay for them to talk about Candy's so desperate for this and Candy's so desperate she's greedy for money? Y'all sold out for money. And you brag about how much money you make by stalking and harassing me. Stalking and harassing is a crime, it's not a job. Y'all the criminals, not me. I'm just trying to survive. That's it. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. And it's a big case with us. It's not even about just Gretna. It's like, I was told about a 76-year-old lady that was asleep at her home, and the police woke her up out of her sleep and had her wrongfully arrested and taken to jail for computer fraud. And the lady supposedly didn't know anything about computers, and she got false criminal charges she got to fight. What kind of wicked world do we live in where the criminals are falsely accusing the innocent of committing crimes? The cops are freaking criminals and devil worshippers, y'all. Yeah, and it's like one of the jail guards, the one, she bullied me last time and this time, and she called me girl. And she took the bag with my valuables. They try to keep my second bag and try to lie and say all I had was one bag. And I said, no, this bag is too light. Where's my other bag? and they acted like they didn't want to get my other bag, and they were trying to rush me out of the jail. I said, I'm not leaving until I get my other bag. And my other bag had all my identification, debit cards, everything. My wallet, my phone, my driver's license, everything. And they were trying to keep my fucking belongings. But yeah, here's a perp looking at me like I'm crazy, and he's perping with a red bike. I'm trying to remember everything. But yeah, like nobody in none of the, I don't know if we were called, I mean, I don't think we should be called inmates, but you know, none of the other women picked on me or bullied me, but the lady that was the tiny little older lady that was snoring so much, she was perping with the red and snoring too loud. And people want to talk about me, you know. But I wish I was skinny. I used to be a silent sleeper when I was younger. What time is it? 5:47. I guess I can legally walk to fake Walmart right now and wait for the store to open. Ooh, my bags are heavy. My bags were so heavy that the fake police officer, he was a guy, he rough handled me, but he couldn't handle carrying my freaking bags. He couldn't even carry my bags. So, well, I cannot find excuse me, I cannot find my the spray bottle, so even if I do have a spray bottle, it wouldn't hurt to have an extra. And while I'm at it, I might as well try to buy some oil for my hair. Excuse me. Try again to comb the knots out. Y'all, I'm emotionally depressed. And they keep on asking, at the jail, multiple jail guards, they kept asking me about my mental health. And when was the last time I took medication? And, you know, that's the fake Gretna police harassing people, following people around. Leave me alone. Fake Darnell wants to illegally burglarize. Fake Darnisha wants to illegally burglarize my soul for crumbs. $76,000 a year ain't worth my soul. I mean, if you wanted to earn $76,000 a year, why do it stalking people? Why wouldn't you do that? I mean, why wouldn't you go into IT tech field or something like that, or go in the medical field or something? Why would you choose to torture and gang stalk and harass innocent people for nothing, and then they lie and say I harassed? And when I was in jail, they hit me in my right ear with the direct energy weapons, the high-pitched ring. And they also, I was sitting down and they were squeezing my organs while I was sitting down. My feet hurt with these shoes. I needed a pair of shoes where my feet wouldn't hurt. And they forced me to take my shoestrings off and threatened to keep my shoes and threatened to keep my hoodie, or they threatened to do seriously bodily harm if I didn't take off my shoes. I mean, take off my, it's like they try to bully and force me against my will to compliance and obey them. And I did nothing wrong. My right side is hurting. fake Darnell is gonna get me killed by the police one day soon. He's gonna get me wrongfully killed by the police. And the stalkers going along with the false narrative, lying and saying that I need to stop breaking the law. And I'm not breaking the law. They're harassing and stalking me. They're breaking the law. The stalkers need to go to prison for RICO crimes and trafficking. My right side hurts, my stomach hurts, and I don't know where to go after this. I need a break. I need a sit-down break. And then I think the fake Ling perp or fake Aquarian Doris, I don't know which one of them it was, trying to harass me and say, well, at least you got, you get to spend a night in jail out of the rain. And they were rejoicing and applauding themselves. See, a fly just fucking touched my face. And flies kept touching me when I was in jail. Fuck. And I just got my laundry washed and I'm forced to wear dirty clothes. But I'm gonna finish talking to y'all later.